Hi, I'm Nelson, and this is the Sir Nelson IELTS and English training. In this video, we are going to improve our speaking skills. Specifically, we are going to look at how to answer liking questions. What are liking questions? Liking questions include the following. These are questions which have the word like. Let's read them together. What food do you like? Do you like reading? What do you like about your hometown? Do you like listening to music? Do you like shopping? What do you like about your studies or job? Now these are called liking questions because they have the word like. How do you answer such questions? The first thing you need are the conversation fillers. Remember, English is called a language of conversation fillers. If you want to speak like a native, then you have to train yourself to use conversation fillers when you're speaking. If you want to speak beautiful English, it's important for you to train yourself to use conversation fillers. Let's read them together. All right, okay then, well, actually, right, okay, well, certainly, well, first of all, well, in general, well, to be honest, of course. As you can see, the word well appears more times. Native speakers like that word. These words are meaningless. These words are called redundant language. They don't add anything to the meaning of the sentence, but they are words that are phrases used by native speakers. So our goal is to speak English like a native. So it is a good idea to train yourself whenever they ask you any question to use conversation fillers. Now get your notebook and copy all of them in your book. By copying them, it will help your mind to memorize them. It is difficult for you to memorize things that you have not written. So my idea to you is to copy all of them in a book and try to use them as many times as possible. Exercise 1. What food do you like? Like I told you, this is speaking, but it's a good idea for you to get a book and copy all this in your book. Exercise 1. What food do you like? Now choose two conversation fillers. We are going to build the answer together. What food do you like? How do they answer these questions? Before you give the answer, choose two conversation fillers and you write them here. Our next part is the degree phrases. English is a language of degree phrases and conversation fillers. If you want to speak English like a native, it is a good idea to use degree phrases and conversation fillers. What are degree phrases? These are the words. Let's read them together. I would say that, I suppose that, for the most part, I would probably say that, I should really say that, I would definitely say that, I guess that, generally speaking, I would certainly say that, I think I would have to say that, it's hard to say, but I would say that, to some extent, I would say that. These are degree phrases. Native speakers like words like would, I think, I suppose, I guess, to some extent. It's hard to say. You speak in degrees like you are not sure, but you are going to sound like a native once you do that. Now these are degree phrases. It's important. So my advice is you copy all of them in your book. Next slide. Exercise 2. Our question is, what food do you like? Choose two conversation fillers, which you already have. Now, on those conversation fillers, add a degree phrase. Choose one degree phrase from the ones I've given you and you add it to your answer. Remember, we are developing the best possible answer for such a question. For these questions, the first step is to find some alternative language for liking. The following expressions can be used for all general topics. Remember, like is a common word. I like this, I like that, I don't like this. So we don't want to put the word like in our answer. So what we have to do is to find some alternative language. What are these expressions? Let's read them. I'm fairly keen on, I'm pretty keen on, I'm really into, I'm quite a big fan of, I simply adore, I'm quite enthusiastic about. Now these are called liking phrases. They are an alternative to the word like. Keen on, that's a word used to mean something you like a lot. A big fan of. If you are a big fan of someone or something, it means you like that thing or that person. To adore is to like something so much. To be enthusiastic is to like something a lot. I'm quite enthusiastic about. I want you to notice that there are words like fairly, pretty, really, quite, simply. These words show you that English speakers, native speakers, speak in degrees. So if you want to sound like a native, it's a good idea for you to add those words there, like pretty, really, fairly. Now after the liking phrase, you are going to put a common noun. Don't put the specific type yet. Put a common noun. Common means general. So if you are answering the question about food, talk about Ugandan food, American food, Japanese food. Generally, not specific. That's a common noun. So after the liking phrase, you put the general, the common food, the general food that you like. You can use nationality plus the word food. Exercise 3. The question, what food do you like? Choose two conversation fillers which you already have. Add a degree phrase, then add a liking phrase, and then you put the answer. Now you need to add a linking, not liking, a linking word or phrase to introduce a specific type. We have talked about the general, the common noun. Now we need to add the specific example. Now these phrases or words introduce a specific type of food that you are interested in. But in particular, particularly, especially, specifically, to be more precise, to be more specific, to be more exact, to be more accurate, these words or phrases introduce a specific type of food. Remember, copy all of them in your book. It will help you to memorize all of them. Exercise 4. The question, what food do you like? Choose two conversation fillers which you already have. Add a degree phrase which you already have. Add a linking phrase which you already have. Now, add a linking phrase. Add a linking phrase to introduce the specific type. But don't add the specific type as yet. We need a second degree phrase. We already have one. Choose another one from here and you add it to your answer. Add a degree phrase. Then after that, we add another linking phrase, liking phrase. We already chosen one. Choose another one and you add it to your answer. Now, after that, you add the specific food. After the second liking phrase, then you add the specific food that you like. After that, you need to add a linking phrase to introduce the first reason why you like that specific food. Now you need to pick from these ones. Let's read them together. And I guess this is probably because, this could be because, this might be because, this is due to the fact that, I suppose, the reason has something to do with the fact that. Copy all of these, then choose one and then you add the reason. Choose one phrase to introduce the reason, and you add the reason to your answer. Now use a linking phrase to introduce your second point. Usually people don't like one type of food. Countries have a lot of food. You don't like one, but you cannot like all. Now at least we have to choose a second one. Before you choose, you need a linking phrase to introduce the second point. First, copy all this in your book. Now pick one and you add it to your answer. After that, choose a third degree phrase and you add it there. After the degree phrase, you add the degree phrase to your answer. Then pick a third liking phrase and you add it to your answer. You have already picked two, pick another third one. After that, you add that and then you give the other type. After the liking phrase, you add the second type of food that you like. After mentioning the food, you need to give a reason. Pick a second linking phrase to introduce the reason, to introduce the second reason. Give the reason. After introducing the phrase, you give the reason why you like that second type of food.